Tony, it's always great to see you. I love your work, and you've been such a great supporter and good critic.
Well,
so honest critic. So I really appreciate you, and thank you for talking with us today.
well, let's talk about Leverage Redemption Season 3, which has taken quite a while to get to audiences, and I think it's built the anticipation up quite a bit.
It's remarkable. It's remarkable to see how much the fans want to see it and how new people want to see this show. I mean, it's interesting, since we've made this move to Prime, we're getting a lot of interest from people who've never checked out the show before, and they're going to come for the first time this year. So we're really hoping that our fans feel like we've taken it to another level, and for the brand new people, we hope that we have found your next addiction.
Yeah, well, and if you're a brand new fan, if you're watching this and you're a brand new fan, you can go to Electric Now and catch up on all the episodes and watch the evolution of these characters, and they are terrific characters.
Yeah. And on Amazon as well.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, it's
after you get addicted, binge on the whole thing.
yeah, exactly. Will all episodes be released at once, or are we going to enjoy the anticipation of the next episode? Uh,
You're
uh,
gonna get a combo burrito.
oh,
I think they're gonna drop a couple off the top and then put out one a week. I actually really like that a lot because to me it allows people to have that 1 week of talking about it and getting that water cooler thing and the
yeah.
anticipation of waiting for another episode.
And I love the hooks on these two. They are so well written and so much fun. And we've come to a point in television where it's overly dramatic, maybe a little bit too much, in the in those dark kind of scripts. These are always wonderful, and I enjoy beating the bad guy. I enjoy watching that evolution.
Well, it's very interesting. You know, there was a period of time where people kind of looked down on escapist entertainment as like a lower art form. But when countries and people go through difficult times economically, politically, religiously, division wise, the idea of getting to escape and getting and that your heroes win and the bad guys lose, it's really becomes a very important part of the diet. And we found here and around the world, people constantly come to me and say, I don't know if I could have gotten through that difficult period of my time without that group of thieves making me feel like there was someone watching my back.
Yeah, and it really does take some bad guys to make you feel good. Uh, Talk to me about what you think audiences are going to be taking away from watching the new season of Leverage Redemption.
You know what? That's a great question because I think there's something very unique about this season from all the other seasons we've done. And, you know, in a weird way, Leverage has always been like The Simpsons. You know how The Simpsons would predict the future, and then 10 years later, you go, oh my God, they had that on The Simpsons 10 years ago. Uh, well, Leverage was a lot like that. We had an episode once where we were dealing with private prisons and the
Yeah.
problems that can come from private prisons. 4 years later, it became a huge issue in Arizona and a big voting thing. We had an episode where Hardison hacked an airplane, and
Hmm.
at the time, people thought it was crazy. And then, like 3 years later, someone hacked into an airplane while it was flying. Um, so Leverage has a kind of a history of predicting criminal behavior before it happens. But this season, Leverage is really meeting the moment.
Hmm.
I mean, I think people are going to be surprised when they see these episodes and see how we're dealing with the very thing that people are fearing everywhere. Uh, this time it's not. This time we're meeting the moment,
Yeah.
and it's something we haven't really done before, and it elevates the show and it makes it that much more interesting. It's still fun. It's still Leverage, but the fact that it literally speaks to the things that people are freaking out about is kind of amazing.
Well, and the writing, I always look at it like, how do you make the character the same and yet different season after season? Because they have to evolve, but audiences enjoy the familiar too, and it's such a balancing act.
Well, the thing is, if you do a medical show,
Mm.
you got to talk medicine.
Yeah.
You know, if you do a cop show, you got to be a cop every week. You do a con and heist show, there's somebody different every single week, and they're themselves.
Yeah.
So every week, everybody's putting on a different hat, a different costume, a different fake mustache, and you know, for the actors, it makes it endlessly challenging and always fun to show up. You're never doing the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Um, the real challenge, I think, writing wise, was to come up with episodes that didn't feel like alternate versions of episodes you've seen before.
Yeah.
And I got to say, there's 3 episodes this season that are so different than anything we've ever done before that I literally called John Rogers and said, you've just proven that this show can keep evolving like no other show.
And it has. I mean, it's really so much fun to watch. And as you get to know these characters too, you begin to understand their motivations even deeper. And that's what I love about a series like this, because you're not stuck in a time warp. The everybody has moved on, week after week.
That's right, and the characters continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I think their bond as a family remains, but their needs and wants and issues they keep evolving every season.
We have a few minutes left, so I want to ask you, Noah, are you proud of Noah for doing what he's doing on Hulu? I mean, that's an amazing show.
You know, I'll tell you, the first time I worked with Noah Wiley was just over 20 years ago, and it was on the first Librarian movie. And I had known him from ER as a great dramatic actor. I had no idea that he had the comedy chops that he had, and it blew my mind. And so for 20 years, I've had the privilege of being able to work with him and have him direct for me and write for me, and he's just been an enormous partner.
Hmm.
But I know that he's had this thing in his heart, and the pit showed up, and it really allowed him to go someplace he's never been before as an actor or as a writer, and as a producer, and to see it flourish the way it has.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more proud of him. I couldn't be more happy for him.
Yeah, I mean he's done such an and he's dedicated the show to his mother, who worked in the ER for
Yeah.
years and years and years. But all of your family on Leverage have to be proud of all of them. I mean, Beth has really come into her own as a director.
Well, you know, Beth was a cinematographer even before she was a model.
Yeah.
So she always had a very artistic eye. And then after Leverage, the original Leverage series, she would fly herself up to Portland and she would follow our directors just to learn the directing process. So with Beth, it's not just like a vanity thing. Oh, an actor wants to direct. She's been very, very serious as a filmmaker for as long as I've known her. And so now to get to watch her really develop into the director she's become, it's listen, the older I get, the more I watch my children and grandchildren turning into things that are special, and it's probably the greatest joy you have in this business.
It really is like it's like watching your children, get into great things, and and
Right.
of course your wife Lisa is such a great not only actress but a director and producer on her own. I mean, that new film is with the late Linda Lavin is so good. It's so good.
We just came back from 3 different film festivals, and in all 3, the film got a standing ovation,
Yeah.
and it's just been this beautiful gift and this great way to say goodbye to the brilliant Linda Lavin.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that the film will be in theaters at the end of this year.
I'm sure it will because it's getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah,
And finally, as I have you in our final moments that we have, the Ark. I mean, wow, it won awards. It's coming back, which is great. Are you
yeah.
flying back and forth to Serbia now?
It's ridiculous. I mean, I have enough frequent flyer miles that they should just give me a jet. It's nuts. But yeah, we start shooting very soon, and this season is the biggest one of them all. I mean, it's the show that constantly grows in its ambition while its budget stays the same.
That's hard to
So,
do.
well, it's why I have to dye my hair now because
Yeah.
otherwise it'd be all white.
Well, look, I got the rap sign, and I love you to death, and thank you so much for everything. And I really this year want to do a set visit,
You
somehow, some
must.
way.
You
And
absolutely must.
will there be a season 4 of Leverage Redemption?
Only if everybody watches and gets all their friends who've never watched to go get a subscription to Amazon Prime and watch it.
Yeah.
That happens, yeah, we'll be back.
Okay. And I'll start a writing campaign too, like Star Trek.
Please do.
Dean, it's always good to see you, and thank you for everything. All your kindness to me has been just terrific.
More than well deserved.
Thank you so much, my friend, and I'll see you soon.
Take care.
Bye bye.